You know, I want to show you guys a little bit of an insider trick, what we do down here. I started doing it down here in Florida, and I've realized that it really works in a lot of different places. But believe it or not, throwing a topwater during the spawn. And one of my favorite ones is, I honestly don't know even, it's a handmade bait. I've got 2 or 3 of them that some guy from North Carolina gave me. I don't even remember what it is, but basically it's a prop bait. Is by far and away the best one that I know for throwing on top of fish that are on the beds. And one of the cool things about a prop bait is that you can make it have action. You know, as you twitch your rod, it goes choo, choo, it has a little action, but it doesn't move very far. And that's one of the ways that you can trigger fish to come up that are on the bed, come up and eat when they won't eat more traditional things like stickworms and stuff like that. But before I show you how we actually work this, I want to kind of go over the setup with you. And a lot of you are going to say, what in the hell is that thing on the front of that bait? What that is, it's just a little piece of tubing, and you can get it at Tackle Warehouse and some of the other places. But when you're throwing this on braid, if you don't have that tubing on there, the braid tends to roll up a little bit, and then it gets wrapped around that prop, and it's just a pain in your butt. So you get this little bit of tubing, you just zoom, you just slide it right down to your bait. I use a halo bobber stopper, and I just slide that bobber stopper right down on top of it, and then that line cannot get tangled around your prop, so it just makes your bait work a whole bunch more efficiently. But one of the things you want to do with this is you don't have to put a lot of action into it, and we're trying to keep it in one spot where we can either, a lot of times you'll see the bed but you can't really see the fish if you stay back far enough, or you just see a hole in the grass like what we have right here. So there's a big hole in the grass right here. I'm going to throw the bait out. I threw it a little bit past the hole in the grass. I'm just going to reel the bait straight up to where it's right over top of that hole in the grass. And now I'm just going to let it sit there. It's just sitting, it's not doing anything. And I'm going to give it just one, tighten the line just a little bit and just give it just one, and you can hear it, and then I'm just going to let it sit. Literally for 10 seconds. And in fishing, 10 seconds, you go 3 seconds and you think, okay, it's been 10. This is a technique I literally count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I count to 10, and then I'll give it one more, just a small, subtle. Trust me, that fish knows that thing is up there. And the longer it sits there over top of that bed, the more it's agitating that fish, and the more chance he has of coming up there and biting it. But you really want to pay attention, because so many times that fish will lift up under that bait, and you count to 8 or 10 or whatever you count to, and you give it one more shoop, poof. A lot of times that's when he hits it. So you kind of really want to be, they could hit it at any time, but really be paying attention when you give it just that little twitch. Typically that's what triggers them to bite it. So that's one of the little tricks with prop baits that we do down here in Florida. And like I said, I've taken it all over the country and it's worked all over the place. But using a prop bait for spawning bass can be a whole lot of fun.